This is the last of 3 pieces of flash fiction published by Kitab International. Kitab, based in Singapore, brings South Asian writers to global audiences. Uber ride. The app said Baha would pick me up in 2 minutes. Ordinarily, my wife would have driven me, or I would have driven myself. But today we both had medical appointments around the same time, so I decided to take an Uber and she could pick me up after. My appointment was for a Doppler test at 10. Some time ago, a blockage in the subclavian artery on my left side had been discovered, and I had this checked out annually. I went down to the lobby. Baha, in his black Toyota, was already there waiting. Uber was often, though not always, so prompt. Sometimes the drivers, who were for the most part new to Canada and totally reliant on GPS, drove around in circles looking for the condo building in which I lived. Baha, I said. That is an Arabic name. I was always intrigued by Uber drivers, wondered about their stories and where they were from, and how they, like me, had ended up here in this cold and foreign place. Yes, he said. You from Iran? No, I am not from Iran, but my mother's father was from Shiraz. And you? He ignored my question. Perhaps he was not comfortable talking about the place he had left or been forced to leave. He was a large, well-built man with abundant curly hair. I could not see his face because of his mask, but he had the lighter complexion of most of the Syrians I have met. Instead of answering my question, he asked me if I spoke Farsi. No Farsi, a little Arabic. Shwaya shwaya. Ah, shwaya shwaya. Yes, I lived in Libya for a short time. Libya. Crazy place. Crazy Gaddafi. We made many wrong decisions. I wondered what he meant. I guess summarily closing Wheeler's base and asking the Americans to leave was one of these decisions. If you have family, you cannot make wrong decision, but he make wrong decision for his whole country. Well, he did some good things for his people. I know he also did some very bad things. He hanged students who protested against him. Their parents had to come and see their sons hanged in Green Square in Trablus. He was bad man, have so many women, no virgin girl safe. Also have many women from different place. Girl from Morocco, also from Russia, many. I remembered that he was in his day a stunningly good-looking man. I had not heard much about his womanizing, though of course it was only once or twice during my stay there that I had heard anyone ever say anything negative about him. I remembered Libya as a place where men, whether Libyan or the many expatriate workers, were singularly sex deprived. Maybe he was luckier than most, but no matter how many women he had had, he was now consigned to the dustbin of history. I changed the subject. So you like Canada? Yes, he said. Good country, but very expensive. A condo, it costs $1 million, too expensive. You go US side, go Michigan. You can get mansion for $1 million. Here you get small condo. I told Baha I was thinking of buying a condo for each of my sons, but yes, they were expensive, and I would only be able to buy them very small apartments. That is good, mashallah. It is good for them. They have place they can get married, maybe after get bigger place. I hope they get married. It is hard for them to meet girls these days. I meant because of the COVID restrictions, of course, but I am not sure that that is how he understood it. Yes, he said, very hard. Hard to find virgin. I guess it is. But that isn't quite what I had meant. I didn't think that the requirement that the girl be a virgin was quite so important in my son's checklists. Surely there were other important considerations. What did they read? What movies did they like? Did they ski in the winter or play tennis in the summer? Did they like to eat out or order in? Were they dog or cat lovers? Who were they going to vote for in the next election? What did they think about the pandemic restrictions? Many important considerations. You had to live with the girl after all. And of course, what if it wasn't a girl? I didn't talk about these considerations. What I did say was, well, my wife wasn't a virgin. Actually, neither of my wives. You have more than one wife? No, not at the same time. My first wife had been married before. My second wife had had boyfriends before I met her. Many boyfriends? Yes, I believe so. I never asked her how many. And they were not virgin. Well, when a girl is 30 or 40 years old, you hope they are not virgins. I'm pretty sure they were not. I didn't think it made that much difference. Doesn't make much difference now, anyway. I'm not sure how this conversation would have proceeded, but I held back from asking Baha how he was sure his wife was a virgin. In any case, we were now at my destination, and so I said, Shukran and Masalama. I did give him a good rating and tip. The Doppler test took about an hour, and my wife picked me up as arranged. As for the result of the test, I will find out on a telephone appointment with my vascular surgeon next week. I imagine it will be the same as always. The report will say that the extent of the blockage is between 50 and 99%. And of course, I won't be able to find out whether it is closer to 50% or 99. At least I know it won't be greater than 99%.